So that's boxing at its finest right there. You heard it. They said it. Make that bet. Everything on the line. You know, that's old school right there. That's everything on the line. He worrying about. He worrying about that.
I don't give a as long as he get knocked out, I don't care.
Check, you better not knock his ass. Listen, I want you to punish his ass, eh? I need you, look. Now I ain't gonna knock y'all right here. I'm gonna do it over here. No, knock his ass. No, we ain't doing it like that. No, we ain't doing it like that.
Less punches you take, and the store's gonna be still open, so I'm gonna eat.
He's hit a great mood today.
I'm enjoying the moment. This is a lifetime shot. I'm excited, man. I'm definitely taking this very seriously, but as I continue to get close to the fight, I'm just being myself. I feel good.
Well, you got it, they go be here, they driving. Tank don't want no goddamn smoke from Shakur Stevenson. We already done went to Baltimore and smoked his ass 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was. He can get.
Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson are both training at maximum intensity as negotiations for their highly anticipated matchup continue to gain momentum. With the possibility of a massive fight drawing near, each fighter is fully locked into camp and preparing for what could become one of boxing's biggest events.
All right, y'all. Let's go. Bam! When they watch us in here working, they saying we going bang, 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 bang. There you go. Good. There you go. When he get in that ring, he's on a mission. Because he understands that he got to put his pants on, training wheels going. You got what you asked for. Let's get it now. It's going down. Good word. He ain't playing with nobody. You step in that ring with.
Calvin Ford believes Gervonta Davis has changed significantly since his previous fight, explaining that the challenges and experiences he has faced outside the ring have had a major impact on him as a fighter.
I just know that he's not the same person that we seen the last time we seen him in the ring. Been through a lot of stuff. Watching him making a transition, coming from being incarcerated to now and dealing with courts, dealing with that type of stuff, because that's a trauma and a half for you if you ever been through that type of stuff.
Gervonta Davis says the obstacles and experiences throughout his life have already cemented his legacy, and he feels there is no longer anything he needs to prove to critics or fans.
I'm already a legend from where I came from or what I've done. Like, I done been through mad stuff, like sleeping on floors, crack house, all that type of stuff. Like, I've been through all that. I ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody else. That's why I don't never get too hyped about the win after I win, because it's like you always gotta do something over and over again till you done. And it's always gonna be somebody next. So I feel as though I don't have to prove myself to these people.
Gervonta Davis appreciates the guidance of his trainer, Calvin Ford, for recognizing where he came from and helping him reach his full potential. Ford, in return, believes Davis is developing into a more focused, mature, and self-aware fighter.
Understand where you come from, and they can bring the best out you. That's what Calvin been doing for me.
You seen a kid that's becoming a man. He's coming into his awareness of being who he's going to become. And I had something to do with it. Chop, chop.
Good work.
Oh, good for him. I like the way y'all jump right back in it. That's right. Make them jokers move. Oh, I love what I hear. Y'all making them sing.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson is staying fully committed in training camp, making sure every part of his preparation is covered as he gets ready for the challenges ahead. Terrence Crawford has joined Shakur Stevenson during training camp to help refine his game as talks of a possible fight with Gervonta Davis continue. Crawford's involvement brings valuable experience and insight as Stevenson prepares for a potential major matchup.
Bud, come on.
Terrence talking, I try not to talk back. I try to just listen. And
Straight, boom, straight shot. Like right here, boom, there you go. But you gotta make sure you step. Bam. Run out with him on. There you go.
even if I don't feel the same way that he feeling at the moment, it don't matter. I still want to hear him out and try to understand what he's saying.
If you hear, what do you think he can do? Because you out the way of the right.
Terrence Crawford has praised Shakur Stevenson for his discipline and commitment in training. He also admires Stevenson's talent and mindset, saying those qualities could lead him toward an exceptional future in boxing.
At the end of the day, you don't want to feel like a know-it-all. The people that know it all are the people that don't go very far. You got to always be a student. You got to always be able to learn and pick up things from this person, that person.
He's a work of art. Sky is the limit with Shakur. He got the boxing skills and the ability to, do whatever he wants in the ring. And it's going to be very hard to beat Shakur, with the skills that he possesses and the smarts that he has, and given the opportunity, I think he can pose a great threat to everybody in the division.
Terrence Crawford has commended Shakur Stevenson for the intense focus and discipline he brings to training. According to Crawford, Stevenson's ability and mentality reflect the qualities of someone capable of achieving greatness in boxing.
Little brother, Shakur, that's the fight. Everybody want to see that. That's the 50-50, I think, I've been saying 50-50. I told both of them that. That's a toss-up to me. No bias. Don't just say that because it's your man. Who you got winning that?
I got Shakur.
Are you saying that because that's your man and you don't like Tank?
No. Hey, like I said, I respect Tank. Boxing, he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
we gonna take his personality and personal things out of it. But boxing, he's definitely talented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's definitely got that it. And he's definitely respected in boxing. But Shakur is a different fighter.
Terrence Crawford continues to praise Shakur Stevenson for the discipline and concentration he shows throughout training camp. Crawford believes Stevenson's natural talent and strong mindset point toward him becoming an elite fighter in the sport.
Shakur is different. People may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they said the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he know that. He knows that. That's why he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done, so it's not marked.
Gervonta Davis has warned that once he gets an opponent in a vulnerable position, the bout can end instantly. He emphasizes his ability to change tempo, wear fighters down, and close the fight with quick and decisive finishing power.
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up. Then fry.
He gives Gervonta Davis full credit for the way he handles business inside the ring, acknowledging his skill and fighting style. Speaking honestly, he also believes that if Davis ends up facing Shakur Stevenson, the matchup would be far from easy and could turn into a highly competitive fight.
I don't really see nobody beating Shakur. For one, when people bring up him and Tank, when I see and I go read little stuff about it, they really be debating. It don't be like, oh, Tank is gonna destroy this guy and everybody is saying this. No, that should be real debates. No, this Shakur, this, that. And then not only that, now you see Shakur moving up in weight, he's filling out, he's dropping this dude. He went crazy that.
Predicting the outcome, Keyshawn Davis believes Shakur Stevenson holds a slight advantage over Gervonta Davis because of his stronger technical skill set and defensive abilities. He expects the fight to be very close and competitive, but ultimately favors Stevenson to come out on top via decision.
I think Shakur will win. I think Shakur got better skill, and of course he's just better defensively. I'm always going with the better skill, the better defensive fighter. Tank's skill is phenomenal. but I just feel like he's offense first. I feel like he's offense first, or I feel like Tank is the type of fighter where he'll either be offensive first, or he's very, 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 very patient, and then just try to catch you slipping. You know what I'm saying? And certain fighters, it's just smart. So I just think Shakur will win that fight. It'll be a hell of a fight, a hard fight, and it's definitely gonna be a split decision. But I got Shakur.
Eddie Hearn has also shared strong praise for Shakur Stevenson, highlighting him as a 3-division world champion and one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in boxing today. He goes as far as calling Stevenson the leading lightweight in the world and a future superstar with generational talent. Hearn also leaves the possibility open for a future showdown with Gervonta Davis.
He's a 3-division world champion, 27 years of age. For me, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the sport. We have no problem taking Shakur to a PBC show to fight Tank, but he needs his respect. In the respect of, in my opinion, Shakur Stevenson is the best lightweight in the world. He's a generational great fighter, and I believe he's going to be a big star.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson acknowledges Gervonta Davis as one of the sport's biggest attractions, noting that Davis has full control over the direction of his career and fight decisions. Stevenson adds that if Davis chooses to move forward with the matchup, it could be arranged quickly without unnecessary delay.
Biggest star in the world, one of the biggest stars in the world. So with him being at that top spot, he can pick and choose who he wants to fight. If he want to fight this guy, he can fight this guy. So, and my brain is like, just say you want to fight and we can make it happen at any given time.
Shakur Stevenson expects any opponent to attempt adjustments against his fighting style, but he says he is fully prepared for that scenario. He also notes that he has not yet shared the ring with a fighter who can match that kind of constant output and high work rate. Stevenson believes this kind of challenge would push him to elevate his performance even further, especially after a strong and focused training camp.
That to me for sure, but honestly, I'm kind of like excited because it's a new challenge. I never fought nobody who throws this many punches around ever. So
and that's exciting already. So I think that's going to bring the best out just because I can't wait to see how that's going to affect the way that you fight too.
Yeah, I think it's going to take me to a new level. I think we did a lot in training camp to prepare for it. So I think he's going to bring the best out of me.
On the other hand, Joe Rogan describes Gervonta Davis as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. He highlights Davis's skill set as a serious threat for any opponent, stressing that he presents a major challenge for even the top contenders in the division.
Traps, and he's got ridiculous one-punch knockout power too. He's just such an interesting fighter because his style is so different from everybody else. He's so conservative in the early rounds, throws so few punches, and he lets you work. He lets you work, and you're backing up, and you're always afraid of that power, and he's just moving in, trying to find that opening where he just gets in there.
Adding to the conversation, Jorge Masvidal highlights Gervonta Davis for his aggressive and non-stop approach against elite-level opposition. He suggests that while some calm fighters may start to break under pressure, Davis tends to become even more calculated, ruthless, and determined to close the fight in his favor.
Being mean is like the biggest part in it,
Really?
in being a fighter. Yeah, because you could be a great athlete. One day you're gonna come across another great athlete. It's who's got more.
Do you think Wonder Boy's mean? I think he's secretly mean.
It has to be. He's very, very, very competitive. He's the nicest dude.
Yeah.
One of the coolest guys, and a for real nice guy. Like I've met him numerous times off camera, just me and him chilling, and the dude's genuinely like a good dude, But once he gets in there, he's hyper competitive. He wants to win at all costs. He's gonna put himself at harm's risk to make sure he gets that W, man. I've always liked Wonder Boy, man.
I couldn't believe Kevin Holland decided to have a kick.
In their breakdown of the matchup, Coach Abdul and Greg Hackett evaluate both fighters in terms of speed, power, and overall technical ability. Hackett points out that one fighter's success is driven more by precise timing and accuracy rather than pure strength. They also observe that when facing elite-level competition, he often becomes more cautious, relying on his punching power as a backup strategy when needed.
His lights up.
So we talk about skills, we talk about speed, and we talk about power. Yeah. Which one do you think got that's 5-star? And which two is we just say 3-star, 4-star?
The power is.
I think
You think I don't know, man.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
No, the power is 5-star.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
Yo, I think he might be more skilled than he is a puncher. I think the skills is what.
He got a hell of a skill.
I think the skills make the power. I think because of the placement, the timing.
You know why I say that? Because if you put him in there with another guy with skills, you're gonna see him slow down. You're gonna see him take his time. He not gonna be so quick to use what he got, because I know he might make me pay for it. That's what we saw in the Lamont fight. Yeah. That's why I say the power is his go-to, because I know I can do this to you. But if in case I can't, I can box you. But then how much can I really get off if you got skills too?
David Benavidez says a clash between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson is the matchup he most wants to see, calling it a major fight for the sport. He believes that if it gets made, it would immediately take over boxing discussions and become the central focus for fans and experts alike.
Again, I would love to see Shakur and Gervonta. You know, I think Gervonta and anybody in that, any of the top guys at that weight class is a great fight. Gervonta, Shakur, Gervonta, Teo, Gervonta, Keyshawn. I mean, that 135 to 140 pound weight class is hot right now, you know what I mean? But that would be a great fight. I think probably that would be one of the fights that would be the most anticipated, you know, if they can make happen. Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. By no means it would be easy for either fighter. You know, we just seen that Shakur Stevens was able to shut a great fighter like Teofimo down and made him look silly. So that would be a great fight, you know. And a big shout out to Shakur Stevens becoming a 4-time division champion. You know, he's on legendary status. He's on his way to be a Hall of Famer too, and he's still very.
Andre Rozier described Shakur Stevenson as a highly technical and refined fighter, but he still gives a slight edge to Gervonta Davis because of his knockout power. He frames the matchup as a classic boxer versus puncher scenario, where Stevenson could control the rhythm, but Davis would only need one clean opening to shift the fight instantly. Rozier ultimately sees it as a very close contest where timing, discipline, and a single key moment could determine the winner.
Well, I tell you like this, Shakur is a talented fighter. Tank, that's like my ride and die. I like guys that get people in trouble and knock them out. So I'm always riding with Tank. It will be a spectacular bout. I mean, you have the age-old puncher versus boxer at its best. Now, if Tank allows Shakur to get ahead too far, then he might not be able to catch up to him. On the flip side of that, if Tank gets in there and Shakur makes a mistake, it only takes one for the lights to be out. So I'm waiting to see it. I want to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. It's another 50-50, but you know, I'm Tank all the way. So I got to ride or die with who I ride or die with, even though I love them.
Meanwhile, Gary Russell Jr. describes the potential fight as a thrilling stylistic clash that would bring constant action and pressure from both sides. He notes that one fighter's aggressive, high-tempo approach continuously forces exchanges and increases the overall intensity of the bout. Russell also adds that the clear difference in styles makes the matchup naturally appealing and highly marketable for fans.
Tank fight, he come to give. He come to work. If he don't whoop ass, he gonna knock you out. Same with me. If I'm gonna whoop your ass, or you going out of here. Clean up time. Let's go. Styles like that being clashed against each other, it's gonna be a juicy fight. It's bound to be a juicy fight. Yeah. People's gonna tune into it. That's why they really would tune into it, because of the styles. Now that don't need no build-up because of the styles.
Gary Russell Jr. described Shakur Stevenson as a highly technical and efficient fighter who relies heavily on defense, movement, and precision. He explains that Stevenson maintains discipline in the ring, avoids unnecessary exchanges, and often controls rounds through intelligent positioning and accurate, selective punching.
He got a different style. He got a surgical style. He's a boxer. You know, he don't get hit. He's not going to get hit. He's going to move, He's going to be smart and obedient. He's not going to try to throw no wasteful shots. And he's not going to take no risk for real, with certain fighters. Why? Because it'd be foolish. His job is to win. And if he can do that by playing it safe, then he's going to do that. Right. It's not stupid of him. It's smart of him. It's obedient.
Meanwhile, Timothy Bradley points to ongoing criticism surrounding Gervonta Davis, especially regarding his resume and the quality of opponents he has faced. He suggests that even if Shakur Stevenson were to defeat him, the victory might generate more financial attention than meaningful impact on legacy.
You know, you already know the perception of Tank by many of the boxing pundits and the fans of boxing. You know, you already know how they feel about Tank Davis when it comes to, you know, I hear people talk about his resume. I hear people talking about, well, he's only one division champion. He really only won one belt. You know, the guys that he's faced, you know, he hasn't faced a top tier elite fighter, so on and so forth. So with that being said, why even want to entertain the fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur, besides the money?
Timothy Bradley further advises Shakur Stevenson to ease off the pursuit of a fight with Gervonta Davis, suggesting that being too aggressive in chasing the matchup could hurt his public perception. He acknowledges Stevenson's talent and standing in the sport, but warns that fixating on one opponent might weaken his negotiating position and overall image moving forward.
Leave Tank alone, man, for real. No need to keep beating on a dead horse, man. You know, you too skilled. You know, you got too much value for the sport. You got too much value for, you know, the sport of boxing and your career, man. And, you know, it just doesn't look right. You chasing a guy. You know, you call him out once, you know, maybe twice, but then after that, bro, like, hey, let it go. Let it go. Now you looking desperate. You know, now you looking like you need him. And on top of that, you putting a price tag if you were to fight him on yourself.
That brings the video to a close. Drop your thoughts in the comments about these potential matchups. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more updates.